Hey guys, how you going? I talked for another half an hour, but I just realised I didn't film. So I looked over it and watched it, and it was really good. I thought it was very calm and very at ease and a bit better well spoken. So leaving off to where I went to bless the bread, and it was a really spiritual experience for me. There used to be a lot of birds that used to come in native and ones that weren't native, and they used to eat the bread. And I felt this connection to the birds, and so all these weird experiences that I've had that like one time I had some slate, so like it's not a rock, I suppose, what would you call it, like just sort of like slate rock or slate whatever it's called, and I wrote this letter on there, and I was like saying that I'm doing something on my own accord, that I'm forgiving Earth and forgiving the universe for all their sins. So there I was trying to say what Jesus was doing, but doing it now. And saying that we can keep on being stagnating and keep on being in the same way by looking at the past and looking by the structure of how things have gone, and by saying that we've got to do this because of that, or but I was saying that I was going to clean the slate, and everything was all cloudy all around, but around the house was this big circle of just where the light just was shining in. And so I did that, and I did a few other things. These coincidences that have happened in my life that have just made me want to keep on going. One time that I was in my house, and I said in my mind, if you don't like me, take me out of this scenario. And just like over there, there was this black flash that happened. And I was thinking about, that we're in a hack. And I said that we're like in the Matrix, okay? So we're in this computer system, and that, we've been in a simulation, and that the reason is why I've had all these bad things that I've had to go through, and why you've had to go through bad things, and to why these other ET races that might not think they're hacked, but then when they analyse to what I've said and say, hey, if water, by putting good thoughts onto a water crystal and freezing it, is a more crystalline, more geometric shape, and to when I say I hate you, it's more disfigured, that the thing is, and what I've said before to another person, another friend, that I was like channeling, and I said that we are in the universe that is so big, but we are as big as the universe, and we are just as important as the universe, that we are all one, and that our perception, what we perceive, what we listen, what we hear, what we see, to the spectrum that it is, and then our own input can affect reality. And I've said to the ETs, this might be a bit hard to understand, but you might agree. I said that your thoughts to us, so you ETs out there, or you energy, or you whatever, look at us and go, look at our past, look at all the things that's going on, look at all the rubbish we're putting on the radio stations and or on the TV news stations, and we're projecting out into space. So we're projecting out to everyone, but it's projecting out in space, and they're just looking at it and going, we're an absolute joke. And I said, just listen to me, please, people, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, ETs. The reason why that we've had to go through this is because the human race actually brings us all together. I said that I've said and signed a contract when I was in hospital, when I cut my finger and put a sign down and said that I don't want to rule, I want to guide. I want to be, and that I've said to the ETs, just say if we've been experimented on in the past, I say now, I'm telling you when I make a contact, flashbulb, craft appear, I'm saying that we are not going to take action or worry about anything that you have done to us in the past. Today is a new day, tonight is a new night. We're going to look at the potential of what we can do. Then we look at ourselves towards the universe, and I've said that in my movies you've got A. A is the power to you, to your family, to your situation, to your corporation, to your world, to your planet, and outside. Everyone, depending on what they think, has probably got more A or less A. Then you've got Z. Z is who's not a part of your plan. So for instance, the industrial military complex, they don't have Russia or China or any of these other countries outside NATO because they don't want to help. They don't even want to help their own people in their own country. They're about helping themselves and about milking money in certain areas and through certain projects to keep on advancing their status in these projects by developing technology and reverse engineering technology to have a certain thing. So this is for people that are out there that, this scenario is for people that say, if you're in China, you go, well, no, just say if you're Russia, if Vladimir Putin is dead set on what he says, that he wants to be about peace and all the stuff that I really agree with, if that's what he really believes in and that's what he really thinks, then good on him. I think he's in the right direction. I believe that Vladimir Putin, because he's a high roller, but he's not an elite. He doesn't have the same amount of money as an elite does, but he still has enough money to do something. He doesn't want to see this slip from him. He knows that he can be a big power, not to be pushed and not to be but he knows that he's not going to want to start a war because it's over for all of us. So I believe out there that I've got a high respect for Russia and everything like that, and I have Vladimir Putin's heart and soul and ideas and ideals and about him in my heart and in my thinking when I go out there. And one day I want to meet him, and I want to be able to either, whether it's on an ET spaceship, and I can talk to him through consciousness to him. And I can say, well, I don't understand Russian, but when I listen to you speak Russian anyway on TV, you look genuine. But this is what I'm about. All A, no Z. About peace, about education, and what I stress about and what I talk about is that I want to start an educational system. So that, we are who we are, and we say the human race is all about greed, it's all about this. We always say it's all about all these things that are a product of where we came from before, not where we could go if we learnt a bit more and went into a different direction and branched off and explored and went forward. So you're all about your genetics, like some people can be separated at birth, but they still have mannerisms the same as their dad or their mum or whatever. They're still instinctual things. So, but then there's your upbringing, and then there's your schooling and that effect it has on you. Then it's when you go into work, and then it's like, do you go out in the town, or do you get into dance music, or do you get into this, and whatever involves your time and your, it takes, like, you've got to look at it and say that you're a computer. You've got your audio, so you've got your sound card, you've got your graphics card, you've got sort of all the programs in the background. But the thing is, I say like a computer, you can't have too many programs running at once and then listening to a program to having to trying to listen to it and to be able to respond to it. If you've got too many things running in the background, you just can't process it the same. So that's why I did a meditation tonight, and I feel like it's really great, and I did a really good movie. But I'm really annoyed I made the movie go for an hour, and I just realised when I went to turn it off, it already turned off. So this second movie is me explaining myself, but there you go. Hopefully it's better the second time round. But what I'm wanting to do is I've got a high respect for Vladimir Putin. I want to help you, brother. And, with anything to change that's got a static and ground base that it's been for a while, it will take time there to be change. What we need to do is we need to be there to listen to our people. We need to think of the core values that we agree with and what your advisors and the system that think up. And I think what you say is really great. I love listening to your speeches, Vladimir, Mr. Putin. And, I want you to work with China. I've got a lot of respect for China. You know, I just think that, you know, like in China, the demographic and, you know, like the scenario of people like in the richer areas, they're a lot more better looked after and better humanitarian sort of than the people than the poorer scenario. But you've got a big population. What I want you, China, to do is to go, hey, all these people that are the elites of China, show them my videos, put your own input, but keep on watching to get up, learn up, and say that Martin's here to help you, alright? Don't get too caught up in making all the money for yourself. Work on projects how you can improve the everyday life for the citizens of China. Make them smarter and do what you do best, and that's education and study. Get into spirituality. Put to the public, once you work it out, about the ancient pyramids that you've got there. Look, obviously it's your land, no one's come in and taken this stuff internally, the pyramids. Check it out. I'd love to come check it out one day with you. So, you know, I was born in the UK, so I've got a lot of respect for Scotland. It's a good old thing that a Scottish person doesn't want to pay for anything. And I take that as a bit of laugh because I want to get my message out there. And just like Bill Hicks says in his, like, it's just a ride. So type in YouTube, Bill Hicks, it's just a ride. Pause it for a second. Put in Bill Hicks, it's just a ride. And keep it in the background until you finish this movie and then watch it. Bill Hicks is just a ride. And he says that, you know, like, look at my furrows of worry. You know, look at my big bank account. This isn't a ride, you know, this has to be real. And that's it, that some of us go through life and have these experiences that we say, hey man, it's just a ride. It's about fear and love. But the eyes of fear want to put bigger locks on our doors and, you know, to want to scare us. But the eyes of love want us to all to be together and all to help each other out. And in the movie at the end he gets shot and he falls over. Well, he's actually died, Bill Hicks, but he was a brilliant man. He had made contact with ETs and he was beamed up on to an ET spacecraft, and the ET said to him and his mate telepathically, he said, we are all one. Reality is simply energy slowed down to the slow vibration, that we are all one, experiencing ourselves subjectively, and that blah blah blah, something along the lines, and he was like blown away. So, you know, Bill Hicks is a great guy. All these other people are great guys. But the thing is, when I think about it, did he have to die to have that message told? And that's what I said to the ETs. I said, we're in like a simulation. And I've had to go through this life, whether it be because I've said to God when I was going into this life that this is what I've got to do based on my previous life. Then it's also, what do I want to know and what do I want to go through, and this is what I've got to experience. So believe that, act like Neo, but be like Morpheus. And that one is just like two come together, and just like every hand, that you're interconnected. That come together as one to be solid, to be supportive and to help each other out. Look at the ideals of what life is about and what you would do, and treat people like your children should be treated. And it will be a bit hard for some at the start, but it's how you deliver it. So if you've always been someone who laughs at anything that's important that your friends say or anything like that, bring something up, and or maybe even say to you, like, it's how you deliver it. And sometimes it's in the tone of voice that you say, like how you say it, that how it sinks in. So if you're not getting heard by someone, they're making you laugh, start whispering. Just start whispering. Finish it off whispering and see if they change the mood. Or maybe if you've put too much thought into it and you know that they were going to react, you change your voice into a way that sounds, it doesn't sound exactly like you're nervous, but it changes your voice so it sounds like there's a guard blocker between you and them, and it sounds like you're telling them what to do. So just know, sometimes it comes down to timing what you say to people. So what I'm wanting to do out of these movies is I'm wanting you to be an ambassador to the universe. I want you to make your life proud in what you've done now. I want you to make your ancestors proud. I want you to make the ETs proud. I'm wanting you to make me proud. I'm wanting you to make yourself proud and know that people say to us when we have this ambition, especially if it's something different, say you can't do that, that's stupid, or you're spending too much time on it, why are you spending that much time on it? Because I don't see it. And it's something that we do just because it's not a part of us, but we do things based on what's been done to us previously. So it's a vicious circle of an act that, like, have you ever, when you were younger or whatever, been, or even the same as when you have a partner and you're around them all the time, that you start thinking like them, or you start saying things that they would say, especially if you go out and meet someone different, or you meet someone you haven't seen for a while and you start saying stuff like, I know that I start saying stuff and it reminds me of, like, that's what Vacheka would say, like, she's not here, but it's like she is here because I'm talking, like, because you've got to, like, and it's just like when you're younger, if you're not giving two hoots and you're out drinking and you're out doing whatever, and, you've got friends that talk about whatever, or you try and get real personal or get real deep and you say something and they start laughing, and then you just like, like, I think that, I want you to realise now, who are your good friends? So are you close to your parents? Like, are your parents good people that you can talk to about this? Maybe it's not good to talk to them now, or maybe it's good to talk to them later. Maybe it's better to talk to your good friends now to build yourself up to then wanting to go to your parents, and if they were good parents, say that, I've just had it, like, don't discredit me or think I'm crazy for saying that I've had an awakening, but I've just had these ideas running through my mind and things that I've acknowledged and taken on board, and I want to really say thank you for helping me at this point in my life when you really stood by me when people didn't, and that, I was still going through a lot of stuff in my life, but I know it's been so long since then, but I just want to say that I thank you for doing that, and I know that maybe that we've been a bit of a distance apart from then, but I just wanted to say that now is better than later or never, and and to have a think and say, tell them that you love them, and say that, like, there's one reason, mum or dad, that we haven't been so close. It's because there's this ego and there's this thing that when your parents deliver it in a way by telling you off to do something, you're not taking it in to listen to it, to want to take it on board, to then do it. That you've reacted, and say that I'm sorry for reacting and not taking it on board and fighting against you and pushing you away instead of, but no one's perfect, but for the next time when something happens, can you just come to me and can you just say it in a way that you're not raising your voice, or you're not making me look stupid, or you're not pointing things out to my friends for them to laugh, to make me want to say something in a way that I'm going to, like, and I'm going to try and do the same to you, and I'm just wanting to tell you now that you've really helped me, and I think that means a lot, and I think that's what people got to do. And I'm helping my mate with his business, and I'm helping a few good friends at the moment with the business about marketing and helping the business. I've had my own business, and I know how hard it is, and there's more people out there that want to say, hey, I want this amount an hour, or I want this to do that, or I need something before I'm going to do any work to help you, as opposed to people who say, hey, I'm not working that many hours at the moment, so I'm going to help you for free. And you do it to know that potentially, realistically, because you're doing it for free and you're wanting to help them out, you're wanting to see results, and you will see results, and they will see results, and they will see more income.